Good morning and happy Monday to everyone. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options and your morning market preparation video for January 29th, 2018. So this is the last week of January. We have had just an amazing run. It really is almost hard to believe. Now, this looks a lot like just plain old runaway bullishness. There seems to be no fear in the market, no fear of a pullback, at least at the moment. And we are just cruising higher and higher and higher. We had some bobbles in here. We had couple gap fills, but Friday we had a gap up and run, no look back. And the bulls are certainly in control. If we set new record highs on the diamonds, on the SPY, and on the Qs, looking higher. The only one that kind of faltered here a little bit, just really didn't participate, didn't really falter, is IWM. IWM just kind of laid down and rested on a Friday. So everything seems to be bullish. There just doesn't seem to be any fear in this market whatsoever. It's as if nothing can hold this market down or pull it back. Now, I've seen this kind of price action before, and I don't want to make a comparison of the two, that this is the same as the NASDAQ tech bubble in the late 1990s. But there is some similarities to it, only in the fact that this can last much longer than anyone can expect. If you look back at the tech bubble rally, you can see that it actually lasted for years. It went up and up and up and just refused to stop. And that's the only comparison that I'm going to make with this market. As a matter of fact, I would say they are completely different, because during the tech bubble run-up, it really didn't make any sense. Some of the companies weren't making money. That's not the truth here. That's not the case in 2018 here. Companies are making money. As a matter of fact, they're making really good money. Now the question becomes, will they continue to justify the high prices that they are printing right now? That's the big question. I can't tell you if that's going to occur or not. I can only say what I want to do is stay with the trend of the market. I want to try to avoid fighting the market. It's not that we can't trade short or anything like that if you see something beginning to happen, to hedge yourself or that kind of thing. But, also expect that you could lose on those trades, because we have such an amazing strength and bullishness here. So keep that in mind as we go forward. I don't know when this pops or breaks. It could be today. It could be years from now. I have no idea. All I want to do is stay with the trend. Try not to predict that this amazing bullishness is as so many want to do. They want to predict that, well, it just has to break. It has to fall apart. Well, that's not true. And I know folks are looking back in history and saying, well, this kind of a rally has never happened before in history. And that's true. But look at the key indicators underneath this market. Consumer optimism is good. Companies are making money. Interest rates are still low. There's lots of money out there floating around. There's just all kinds of things out there that makes this way different than the other. But I only wanted to point out that what seems to be irrational exuberance can continue to go for a long time. Don't expect it to pull back anytime soon. Wait for that pullback to occur. Watch for it. It could happen at any time, but don't anticipate it. Let's take a look at T2122. The T2122, nothing fancy about this thing. All it is a 4-week new high, new low average. Okay, And I plot this on a just a line chart with a black background just to make it easy to see. And you can see when we come down here to these lower areas, this is our bullish reversal zone down here. We normally bounce up off there in a bullish way. When we get clear up here is usually our bearish reversal zone. Also keep in mind that we can stay up in the bearish reversal zone and stay below in the bullish reversal zone for a period of time. Well, notice where we are right now. We are nowhere near the bearish reversal zone. We are headed up. You would think that we should be way up here, but we're not. So let's kind of keep an eye on that. And you know, overall, these lows are trending higher. Honestly, kind of hard to believe that we're not just spiked clear out here, you know, in nosebleed territory, but we're not. So kind of keep that in mind as you go forward. Anything is possible here. Let's also take a look at the VIX. The VIX had a little tiny pullback on Friday. Not as much as you would have expected considering the rise. What I want to point out here is that the VIX currently is trying to hold support right in here. Price support. It's trying to hold. If we were to get a spike up here, that's where I would be a little bit worried about the market being overbought or just stretched, I should say, not overbought, and see this rally. See this rally up out of here. So it'll be interesting to watch. We just have to be careful. And the reason I'm bringing this up today is just try not to predict the market. Move with the market, and you'll do much better in your trading. But also to remember to not be complacent. You need to have a plan. You need to have a plan if the market does roll over. And I know it seems monotonous, but you're working on that plan and working on that plan every day. What are you going to do if the market rolls over and then it just doesn't roll over? I understand that, but to be complacent and not have a plan would be unwise at this time, I think. There's just, well, it's unwise at any time, but particularly at this time. A really quick reversal could hurt a lot of folks if you're not prepared. So watch that closely. If we look at the economic calendar today, we don't have a whole lot going on. We have personal incomes and outlays. Those are both expected to show well. So consumer spending is expected to pull back just a little bit in this report, but still remaining very strong. And, you know, then we have the Dallas Fed, which is also, you know, unbelievably bullish right now. What they're saying is unsustainably bullish. Orders are flying in on the manufacturing sector. And then some bond announcements here. On the earnings front, we have over 75 companies reporting today, right at 75 companies reporting today. And we're going to ramp up those earnings here over the next several weeks. We're going to stay high in these earnings. So today there's lots of companies reporting. You know, take a look at like LMT. LMT reports before the open. Notice it's popping up here. Must have reported very, very well. Everything is looking strong in LMT. Defense right now seems to be very, very strong. So keep an eye on that. And, you know, this afternoon we have a bunch of earnings as well. So stay on top of those earnings and make sure you're checking because they can really move quickly in those earnings reports. Currently, futures are pointing to a lower open, maybe showing a little bit of tiredness in the market here, but just a little pullback. Right now, the Dow is looking at opening down, not quite 50 points. And we may get some kind of a little rest or pullback. But remember, still early, there's a lot of earnings coming out, a lot of things that can happen. So one thing I would be prepared for in the weeks ahead is a lot more volatility, a lot more back and forth, whipsaw price action. Be prepared for that as these earnings roll out, whether or not these companies can actually justify their current prices. That's what's at stake here. Can those earnings come out and justify their current prices and at a level that makes investors comfortable that that they're doing well. You know, if we start seeing guidance coming out, they may report well, but guidance that next quarter they don't expect to be as well, we can also see those companies start to pull back. So be careful there. Watch this stuff closely. Stay with the trend until the trend breaks. With that, everyone, I want to wish you all an excellent day. I hope you all see great profits today. Do me a favor. If this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me that favor and click that subscribe button on YouTube and the follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons. That helps me show these videos to more people. And if you feel it's worthy, please feel free to drop a comment and share this video with any friends and family that you might find that it would be helpful to them. So with that, everyone, take care. Have a great day. I will talk to you all bright and early Tuesday morning. Have a good one.